So, it's been a while. So, let me just start by saying that I actually have been meaning to make more videos on this channel. But what I will say is that obviously, as you guys can see, I'm in a car. So, a bit of a life update. I finally got a car, finally got my license and everything squared away. Throughout that time, since August, I've just been busy working my heart out, making sure I get enough money as possible, making sure that I practiced, that I studied. So throughout that time, I was doing a lot of overtime, week after week, not missing a beat except for maybe like 1 week, just relentlessly for like a month or so straight. And doing that kind of left me unable to make any videos, do anything creative. It kind of left me out of the whole hemisphere of YouTube and doing all kinds of creative endeavors, because every single week, once the week was done, I spent that week either practicing or studying or sleeping, because obviously I've been very, very exhausted. And even after I got all this squared away, still spent half my time sleeping and trying to rest and I guess regenerate a little bit and, slightly recover from all the overtime that I was doing. And honestly, now that I have a car and everything, I might actually do more videos in this car, talking to you guys, kind of just discussing life, whatever may have you. Maybe it'll kind of take place of the whole vocal box thing that I used to do, because I will say, even prior to me grinding away at work, I haven't really felt motivation to do a vocal box episode, because I never really felt the energy to sit in front of a camera and just kind of give a raw, uncut discussion. I think the only times I've done raw and uncut discussions was pertaining to politics and the current state of our country, which that also brings me to another point. Now, it seems interesting because I don't really like to discuss politics, but at the same token, I've also grown very, very passionate about discussing politics in a sense. And I guess that's just because with age, I kind of obviously shown more care to the country. And instead of just sitting on the sidelines wanting to just see some kind of change or, fingers crossed that change will happen, it's come to the point where I've now wanted to use a platform to discuss my angle of all of this stuff, especially from my side of the aisle. So, with that, I've been thinking about making another channel to specifically and solely discuss politics, whether something politically related happens, like some type of serious event, whether it be anything like, the files, the discussion on the files. I know that's still in talks because obviously it's an ongoing thing. More and more has been coming out and more discussion has been opening up about it. So there's that. And then kind of just the current state of our government and our economic state, So I've been thinking about making a channel to discuss all that stuff. I was thinking of calling it like the Democracy Corner or something like that, where I just solely talk about politics. And then just kind of everything that's going on within the country, and then anything tied to the country that may be around the world, such as, the Israel and Palestine conflict, the Ukraine-Russia, conflict, things of that nature, Venezuela conflict, that's going on between the U.S. and Venezuela, so maybe I can discuss that as well, I don't know. Because I thought about, the potential of me being able to make a whole other channel and solely talk about what I've really been passionate about, and to also kind of spread knowledge about this kind of stuff. Because over the years, I went from not really caring to now actually giving a damn about this country in its fullest, to the point where I now want to openly discuss it with people. So I'm not 100% on making the channel, because maybe every once in a while I'll discuss politics on this channel, because after all, it is called Life Through a Lens. It is about life, it is about seeing the scope from my perspective. And I feel like it would still be kind of fitting to also fit in politics with it. But then at the same time, politics is such a huge and impactful realm that I feel like maybe a separate channel might be more ideal versus mixing it up within a channel that's solely about me and about, you know, my narrative, Alan, which, speaking of that, I have yet to actually film for the next episode, and that is solely due to the fact that I've been pretty much grinding my heart out to get this car. So I haven't had the time to film. I haven't had the time to go to the drawing board. I've just been kind of generating thoughts and ideas, and I think pretty soon here, before the year closes up, I might start shooting again, so in that way I could at least push out one more episode to close off the year, and then going into next year, push out more episodes, as many as I can. And I think that's all I have to say as far as Alan goes, because I am passionate about this series. I want to see this series progress. It's just everything outside of YouTube is like ripped me away from it. And as you guys know, I've also made a community post talking about my mental state, talking about, you know, how I was feeling late at night. And it was supposed to also be kind of like a word of courage, you know, courage and motivation to kind of keep pushing despite any sort of hardship or struggle that you're dealing with, whether it be with you solely or your family, your friends, relationship. It was meant to kind of like just give an insight from my own perspective dealing with that kind of stuff and what it means to kind of persevere and keep pushing despite all these negative urges. So that also kind of gives a little bit of a scope as to where I've been at. So that, I think, alone may also explain why I haven't really been around. So now that I'm in a slightly better mental state, I could probably push out more videos. There's no guarantee of a schedule of any sort. There's no guarantee of an actual roadmap, but I have an ideal roadmap as to how I want to close off this year and how I want to go into next year. Because obviously this year, even though I pushed out a fair amount of videos, it wasn't necessarily as many as I wanted. And there was also some that were more so impromptu versus planned, i.e. what happened back in September. So, yeah, not to mention kind of digging into politics. I never really thought I was going to dig into politics on this channel. I thought I was going to dig into it in many other outlets, but here we are. I've started digging into politics and our economic state and status, so on and so forth, humanity, all that mumbo jumbo gibberish to the people that don't really care about political speak. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe starting next year, I'll open up another channel for politics and kind of navigate you guys to that for any of those that are into politics and political speak and everything. And then maybe in the future, I could also open the floor for like debates and such, you know, kind of inspired by people like Dean Withers, people like Parker Get a Job. Those people have been phenomenal in the debating world when it comes to politics. So I think I might open the floor for debate in the future, depending if I do decide to push forward with this channel. But we'll see as next year rolls in. I would start it this year, but I kind of want to focus on every other creative endeavor before I decide to open a new endeavor, if that makes sense. And then for those that have been following my gaming channel, you kind of notice the same thing. I haven't really had any sort of frequency there. I think the last time I posted to that channel was either back in August or back in September, which I didn't mean for that to be the case. I wanted to do more videos and such, but like I said, I've been so busy with work, I've been so busy with life that I just could not get myself to sit down for an hour, hour and a half, live stream for a bit, and then turn that VOD into like maybe a 20-minute video. Because that's the reality of it. When you're doing gaming videos, especially if you're live streaming it first and then turning it into a video, that hour to hour and a half, you'll potentially spend hours editing, chopping, you know, splicing all kinds of things within the footage, putting in whatever goofy, silly edits you want to put in there. It takes up a lot of time. It takes up a good majority of a day to push out a video. So I think eventually I want to get back into that as well. Maybe after this video, I'll probably stream again and then make a video. Because I really, really do want to get back to vlogs, get back to making this series, get back to making these gaming videos, because I really do have fun editing this kind of stuff. I have fun sitting in front of the camera talking to you guys. I have fun, you know, working within the series, even though it is a little bit difficult because then I have to like picture it from different characters' perspectives while also being me. You know, I'm not having any other actors or actresses with me, at least not yet. I don't know. That's kind of a to be determined deal, but yeah, it's like it's a one-man show pretty much. So even that's a bit time consuming. But nonetheless, I still have fun doing it. I still have fun editing it. I still have fun making my attempts at voiceover work. I know it's not the greatest, but it's a foot in the door. It makes good progress for me to then in the future hopefully venture off into the realm of acting or voice acting. I would really love to do voice acting, but if I can even squeeze in a little bit of acting, that would be nice as well. But and same thing with the gaming videos. I have fun making the gaming videos. Like, first there's the process of live streaming and kind of doing it all raw. And then there's like adding the little funny edits afterwards and doing little funny effects. It's really, really fun. It's really hilarious to me. I find a lot of joy in doing it. And I really do want to push out more content. So yeah, this video will be uploaded sometime today. So within the same day as recording. So as it stands right now, it is Monday, December 15th. So I'll push that out today. And then maybe after I get home today, I'll do some live streaming for like about an hour, hour and a half. And then turn that into a video as well to push out. And then, yeah. I guess this is kind of like my monthly update video, even though it's not really monthly because it was a good few months, I think, because let's see, last time I uploaded on this channel was August. Yeah, so like a good like 3 to 4 months. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I'll reach a point where I am not just making update videos and I'm actually making like full-fledged videos discussing things. Maybe one day I'll bring back VocalBox. I don't know. Beats me. Because, like, I'm inspired by people like Noel Miller doing Company Lot, you know? That's the whole reason why I started VocalBox, was because before I started doing that whole commentary segment, I would listen to his videos, like, just relentlessly. Like, anytime that I had to catch up, I would just make a whole, like, queue and start playing each and every single one while I'm at work, while I'm at home doing something. And, I almost said while I'm driving, but obviously around that time I didn't have this car because I got this car as of November. So I've been listening to him much longer than that. But it was because of watching his videos and listening to his commentary that it made me want to dive into commentary. And yeah, so I guess that's my little update. This is Life Through a Lens, signing off.